Hey guys, this is Coach Lowe, and we are going to look at ordered pairs and graphing equations of lines. So grab your Chromebook, open up your notebook, and let's roll. All right, so let's talk about ordered pairs first. So let's draw the little coordinate plane here. All right, so coordinate plane, this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the origin at 0, 0. This is the x-axis and the y-axis. Points that are in quadrant 1, both coordinates are positive. Points in quadrant 2, I have negative and positive. Come on. There we go. Points in quadrant 3, going to the left and down, means I have negative and negative. And then points in quadrant 4 mean that I'm going to the right and down. So I will have positive and negative to the right and down. All right. Oh, that kind of crossed that. That looks like a positive. We know that that's not right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so hopefully you remember that from Algebra 1 or even pre-algebra. Ordered pairs look like this. So we plot them as x and y. And the first coordinate is always my x coordinate or my first coordinate that takes me to the left or to the right. Left means it's a negative number, and to the right means it's a positive number. The y coordinate takes me up or down. So if it's a positive number, I'm going up, negative number, I'm going down. I'll put that back over here on this. This would be a negative number, this would be a positive number. Okay. Not something that you have to memorize. Just remember that, like on the number line, when I move to the right, that's a positive direction. When I move to the left, it's a negative direction. And then maybe like on a thermometer, when I move up, the numbers are getting bigger, positive direction. Moving down, I get below 0, then it's negative numbers. All right, so just things to think about. Quadrants are numbered counterclockwise, so if you start up here in the top right corner and just make a big C, that's the way that they're numbered. So starting here with Roman numeral 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. All right. Let's talk about graphing lines. So graphing equations of lines. Remember, we have the x-axis and the y-axis. So if it's in the form of y equals mx plus b, this is called slope-intercept form. Does that ring a bell? Slope-intercept form means literally they have given you the slope and the y-intercept. This gives you rise over run. This tells you what to do. And this tells you where to start from. And we will start on the y-axis. This is the y-intercept. So we will start on the y-axis and graph from there. All right, so let me give you an example. And if you know how to do this, feel free to pause the video and work through it before I do. That is not a problem. I think that's kind of cool that we can do that. All right, so we'll graph this y equals negative 3x plus 2. So this is where I'm going to start. So I look for the number that does not have a variable with it. And then what am I going to do is here, that is my slope. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 underneath it. So this is rise and this is run. And since it's negative 3, that means I'm going to go down 3. And then I'm going to go right 1 because the 1 is positive. All right, so I'm going to start at 0, 2, which means I start on the y-axis at 2. So 0, 2. I didn't go left or right any and just went up 2. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put some more tick marks on here. So as I slope this bad boy, I'm ready. Okay, so we're going to start at 2, and then I'm going down 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then right 1. Then I'm going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, right 1. All right, then I can connect those dots. Remember, it's been summer break, so I have to get back in the swing of things here. All right, so this line has a negative slope. I see that here. My line should fall as I'm looking this direction, so I'm coming this direction. My line should go down, and it does. So I know that I've graphed this correctly. All right, one more way to graph. And that's a quick graph using intercepts. Okay, we like shortcuts, right? You like shortcuts, I like shortcuts. So intercepts, that means where the line crosses the x-axis, so interception like football, where it crosses the x-axis, where it crosses the y-axis. All right, so let's do a quick graph. And there's something that you really need to look at. These equations won't be in slope-intercept form, so they won't be y equals mx plus b. But they will be in a form where we can, sorry, this is bugging me. I have to get it straight. Sorry. All right. It will be in a form where we can quick graph it. So, for example, 3x plus 2y equals 6. All right. If you already know how to quick graph this, then please go ahead and do that. We are looking for x-intercepts. An x-intercept means it's on the x-axis, and its equation is a number and then 0. So on the x-axis, y will always be 0. So right here, we don't go up or down any if we're just sitting on the x-axis. So y will always be 0. For the y-intercept, x will always be 0. So if I'm on the y-axis here, and I'm looking, come on, where are you? Let me get another color, see if it'll come back. There it goes. All right, so if I'm on the y-axis here, then I'm not going left or right any, I'm just staying right here, so x is 0. All right, so first, let's find the x-intercept. So for the x-intercept, I want something 0, right? So I'm going to plug in 0 for y, because that's what I'm saying y is. So 3x plus 2 times 0 equals 6. So plugging in 0 for y knocks out this whole thing right here, because 2 times 0 is 0. So 3x equals 6, so x equals 2. So I'm going to go over to the y-axis, and I'm going to put a point at 2, 0. Fun times. All right, little yellow going on there. All right. Okay, so let's look at the y-intercept now. So for the y-intercept, please stop. For the y-intercept, I will have 0 and then a number. So 0 something. All right, so that means I'm going to plug in 0 for x, so back to the same blue equation. So 3x plus 2y equals 6. Wow, it is just going crazy. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to take all that off and we'll try it again. Oh, that was kind of fun. All right, so 3x plus 2y equals 6. Okay, so we will plug in 0 for x. So where there's an x here, I'm going to put a 0, and we're going to solve it for y. So 3 times 0 plus 2y sure why it's doing that. We're almost finished though, so I'm not going to stress about it. So don't stress. All right, plus 2y equals 6. So the 3 times 0 here is going to just cancel that guy out, right? Because 3 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. So that's gone. So I'm left with 2y equals 6, or y is 3. Please stop moving my stuff. So y equals 3. Okay. So I am going to go over to the y-axis, and I am going to put a point at 3. All right. So now that I've done that, I have 2 points. We know from algebra that 2 points make a line. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line in here. And this thing is going absolutely berserko. That's okay. Almost finished. Okay, now it's going to give me a line. Okay, cool. All right, so I've drawn my line in. That is a way to quick graph. So finding x and y intercepts. All right, so difference between the two. Quick graph, x and y are on the same side of the equation. Slope intercept, y is solved. It's solved for y. Y equals mx plus b. So just being able to distinguish between those two will be super helpful as you work application problems and also as we move on through the geometry part of this year. All right, guys, that's it. This is Coach Lowe, and I'm out.